What it is, Joe? What's up? Hello, hello, bonjour, my people. My people, my people. How are you doing? How are you doing? It's been a while, and I'm so sorry. Um, remember, if you listen to the last episode was like a week before my birthday. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give you an extra episode on my birthday. But then I had to go and do some stuff. And I got busy. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just do the regular thing. And I got busy again. I'm like, okay, what do I do? And I'll just skip this one, right? I'll just skip it. And everybody's busy with the holidays. But I couldn't just just let the year just go and I come back over here and say a little something. Now, I'm gonna have to say this. Like, I don't really have a very structured episode in mind. And I'm saying that like I really do structure over here. Um but anyway, um yeah, I don't have anything like super structured, but I have a few thoughts and because I spent quite some time, especially this month, thinking about 2024. And I'm really not just 2024, but um, the years to come, really. Like, what's next, really? What's next for me? And yeah, so I want to share a little bit. I want to share some of the process, but also some of what I've decided for myself. So stay tuned. But baby, before we get into this, I have to talk about some coins. Yes. Yeah, it's the end of the year and I know you spent your money on gifts and hopefully on some good food. I am obsessed with food. I mean good food, right? It's not just about eating, it's about the pleasure of food. Anyway, so hopefully you spent your coin on some good stuff for yourself and for your loved ones um, during the holidays. But I don't know, like some people have a little more coins. And if you're one of those people and you have a little bit of extra coin and you're like, hey, it's the end of the year and I want to help out a black trans woman, then hey, here I am. You're in the right place, baby. If you want to do that, you can donate by going to ftnpod.com/donate and or you just go to ftnpod.com because I'm not even sure about the URL of the thing. But anyway, ftnpod.com, you'll see the donate button at the top. You can donate any amount you want. That's a one-time donation, right? And if you want, if you choose to, you can click on the Patreon button and subscribe, right? It'll be any amount. I mean, you have multiple tiers, and the first one starts at $2 a month. Just $2, baby. And yeah, that one is more of a regular thing, if you don't mind, right? Because it's a recurring amount that's sent to me on your behalf. So yeah, thank you for support. Oh, hey. Before I forget, I also have, because it's still my birthday month. I also have my birthday wish list, you can send me a little something from Amazon. I know it is the axis of evil, but um it's simple and easy, so that's why it's there. And I'll put the link in the show notes. So, if you want to contribute, thank you. Thank you very much. But also, do not, and I repeat, do not feel bad at all if you don't have the coin, or just if you don't want to spend it because you don't owe it to me. Um, what I would ask though is that you share, that you like, that you leave a comment, that you leave a review, that you do something positive for me here that is for free. And yeah, that would help me with the algorithm. That would help me with all the things because honestly, I'm not really promoting. We'll get into um we'll get into some of that later during this episode, but yeah, I haven't been really promoting or anything. It's just me sitting in my living room or whatever, um talking into a box. So, yeah. Anyway, if you want to support for free, you can do any of those things. Share, comment, like, yeah, send it to a friend or an enemy if you hate my voice. So, thank you. Thank you very much and let's get back to the show. Okay, y'all. So, 2023 is closing on well, a whole bunch of things. There's some family drama that I will not get into, but um I'll say this. I have a nephew who's now legally an adult. Oh my god. And there are some tensions. Um yeah, there's been a divorce. There's tensions there, and over here on my end, um what I can say is that there is the fear of, losing a kid, losing a family member. Because when kids are, well, kids are kids, and they can't reason, um, like adults, and emotions are high. Feelings are really strong at that age, and reasoning is really a background thing. It's not really like, I mean, let's be real. It's not an insult, but it's just what it is. And so yeah, I kind of worry that we may, as a family, like see him like drift away, and maybe we'll get him back when he's a little older and he understands a little better the things that have been going on when he was younger. But right now he's still in that young stage, and it's hard to sort of be there for him, not being his parent, not and and not being able to actually reach him because he's not completely open to, um, well, he doesn't really want to be reached. So yeah, that's a little painful, but there's still love there. So there's hope. There's hope. Yeah, that's one of the things. But also, I've been doing a lot of thinking when it comes to career and stuff. And I know I don't want to share too much. I don't say a lot about my personal stuff, really, um, because there are trolls everywhere, and not just trolls. Like, I remember I started my transition about 20 years ago, and Oh no, not about 20 years ago. It was 20 years ago. And I did have a website, and I did share quite a lot. Not necessarily like where I lived or stuff like that, but my face was everywhere, and people actually even used my image to sell some some stuff. I had to go after them because they, yeah, that was just disgusting. But anyway, um, yeah. So you have people like mm, I was going places, and some people recognized me. People I didn't know. I didn't really like that. Um, so yeah, I don't. So I'm trying to be careful, especially because now people have more tools to like look for you and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm careful. But anyway, here's what I want to say about my personal situation right now. I work in the cosmetic industry. I do formulate products. I have a business in that field, but I'm also an herbalist, and I am also a writer. And the things that bring me joy, well, actually, all of that brings me joy, except for the business aspect. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I do not like to chase money. I don't like to, what I like is to be in my lab. I like to work with the ingredients. I like to work on formulas. Um, I like to read about, well, that part is a little less interesting because, but yeah, I do like to read about the research on some ingredients and how to implement them into a formula. The it's almost it's almost less science and more kitchen, more cooking. But it's kind of like cooking really, because when you know your ingredients, when you're familiar with them, the way they um like the way you quote unquote prepare them, if they were food, um when you're familiar with your ingredients, and then you know how to pair them with other ingredients and what to expect, etc. I mean, it's to me it's really fun. I love it. So I do find pleasure in that. But yeah, as a business, I hate running after clients to get paid, or um trying to sell my things. I just don't like that at all. So I'm not doing much of it, and I'm not making enough money. That's an issue. Um, and I mean, add to that, it's not just like, oh, I'm being lazy and I'm not going after clients, because I do work a lot. I do work a lot. And part of that work is also working against myself, because I'm very introverted, and I have to not working against myself, but fighting myself to actually do that work. And so that's another level of discomfort um and energy depletion, because it's exhausting for an introvert to just constantly be reaching out to people. It's yeah, it's a lot. When it comes to the herbalism, I'm it's something I was pretty much raised, in that spirit, because I was born in Guadeloupe. I was born in the Caribbean. I mean, it's like it's just a part of the culture, especially in my family. We would go to like family lands every weekend and pick up the stuff we would need for the week, whether it was fruits or herbs, for all sorts of of things. Whether we're talking about remedies that were needed for that particular moment, or baths, including spiritual baths. Um, so yeah, it's really a traditional thing and really something I grew up with, but it's also um, but I also got trained um, to be like not an actual, because that's, I'm not gonna disrespect my ancestors like that, but a Western um, herbalist as well. And I mean, that's always a process, so that's there's always more training. And yeah, but yeah, in terms of a career, I'm not again, there's the issue of having that skill and absolutely loving working with the plants, working with the material, growing the plants, because that's something I do as well. Growing them, harvesting them, and preparing them as remedies, um, especially like tinctures. That's like, I don't know, that tinctures are amazing. You get to keep most of the, I mean, almost all of the properties, but yeah. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. But as a way to make money, it makes even less sense to me, um, because for me, it's more of a community thing, right? It's like, okay, my neighbor's like, oh, my kid is having bad dreams, and um, or my kid is stressed at night. Um, and I'm like, okay, here's this plant. Um, Take a couple of leaves of this, make a tea at night, and give that to the kid before they sleep. Um, Here, oh, this is flu season, whatever. Okay, I've prepared like half a gallon of elderberry syrup. I got my own recipe that is phenomenal. It is amazing. But anyway, so yeah, here's a little, I don't know, like a quart or whatever, and use that during this season. Um, I know it's things like that. It's like, it's not okay. Give me some money. I will, like, no. It's just okay. Here's a need in the community. Well, I've been working on the solution for the past whatever months. I've been preparing these things. Um, okay, sure, it did take me 2, 3 months or whatever to make the thing. Oh, it was a whole process, but hey, um, I made sure to make enough, if I could, to actually give to people around me. So hey, there you go. Um, so it's that really for me. Herbalism is more like that to me than a business. But that's just me. I'm not saying that it's what it should be. I'm just saying that's what it is for me. So yeah, there's that. And there's the third thing, being a writer, an author. And that is actually the thing that I want to do full time. Like, since I was 17 years old, I had decided that I was going to be a writer. And that I was going to do, whatever job on the side to make money, and just to have enough time to write. And I realized that I spent like 20 years doing that and not actually having time to write because I was just so busy doing the other stuff that, yeah, I just could not have the time to write. And the reason being, well, let's be honest, it's transness. Being trans, I was not able to have a, well, not that I was not able, but like have a comfortable 9 to 5, right? Um, Transition peacefully and get my money and go home. And once I'm home, I can do whatever I want. That was not a possibility for me. I transitioned, I transitioned young, and so what I did is I went straight to being an entrepreneur, and being an entrepreneur that hates running after money. Being an entrepreneur that's introverted, so I made little money, um, and spent a lot of time working a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. So there was never enough time to actually just sit down and clear my head, because my process when it comes to writing is it requires that time. Um, it's like time doesn't exist. It requires that that I sit down and that I don't have to worry about, oh, I have to go and make dinner. Oh wait, now I need to stop and go do whatever. I need to like immerse myself into the thought, into the concept that I am with, and explore it from inside. And I don't know if that image makes sense, but it's like, yeah, it's just like diving into a lake, a body of water, and and completely, um yeah, just like completely living underwater. It's like Atlantis, and you can't just go in and out of Atlantis. You have to stay and explore. That's how it feels like. What that's what the process feels like to me. And I needed that, but did not have that. So yeah, now I am a little more hmm, I was gonna say established or financially secure, but not. It's not exactly true. But I do have a roof over my head. That's like I do have a roof. Like I'm good on that. I'm good with that. I do have um enough money to eat. Like I don't have to worry about that either. Like I have, so the basics are really taken care of. I'm not like swimming in money, unfortunately. Unfortunately, but like I really have to recognize that these two things, these two major things that were not always guaranteed for me, these two things are here. And this month I've been thinking about, okay, do I do I decide that, hey, these two things are enough and I can just take a step back and just do that minimum for these two things and spend the time that I need on writing, on immersing myself in the writing? Or do I continue the grind? And I don't think I can do that anymore. So what I'm thinking, and I say that to my friends like jokingly, I'm like, I think I want to retire now. And maybe retirement is not exactly the word, but yeah, I want to not be focused so much on career and money, and well, at least get that minimum that I need to have a full belly and to keep my house. And then but then I would have to give up traveling. I would have to give up any additional thing, really. Like I'd have to, like, everything would need to be tight, but then I would be doing what I've wanted to do forever. And actually, I was let me give you that one. um I was 6 years old when I wrote my first book. I remember where I was seated, and I had this I think it was one of my siblings, like, school, notebooks, whatever, and I took some pages, and I started drawing and writing um my first book. And I'm not gonna say what it is because I actually want to publish that book. So it would be obviously a kid's book, and it would be really short, really, but it says a story um, that I really want to share. But I'm not gonna talk too much about it right now. When it's out, I'll tell you. Yeah, I'm a little scared because I've spent so much time, and I mean many years, stifling this desire that's in me. I've only been able to write very short um, pieces. I've only been able to do that because I can never fully give myself the time to explore whatever I want to do. And I mean, I've always written short form texts anyway, but now it's just worse. It's just really worse. Um, well, it's still impactful because I mean, I I don't want to brag, but like I know that it's touched people, right? So it is impactful, but it's not necessarily like fully what I want to do. So yeah, so I'm a little scared. I don't I like I have to rediscover my own process. So that's one thing. And then also, yeah, I mean, living on the bare minimum is um is a little scary because like traveling, even, and when I say traveling, it's like from Paris going to Amsterdam. It's like, I don't know, you don't even need $1,000 to do that, like for a few days. Um, but it's $1,000. Yeah, it's like it's still like you still need that money, and something like that, even like 4 days. Yeah, the budget for 4 days would be like maybe about 1,000 if you count the train, the hotel, and then food, and buying, getting around, right? It may be like 1,000 to do things comfortably and safely, right? Um, Traveling alone as a Black trans woman. That's about the budget for me. And so yeah, these little things that well, I was not doing them all the time anyway, and lately I was not able to do them because I didn't have the budget anyway. But I did spend on bigger things like going to the US um, for like almost 2 weeks. I did that this year. I did that the year before, and that was like a huge budget. But anyway, not having the possibility to travel and mm, when really it's a need for me anyway. There's this need to be somewhere else, um, have that different language in the background around me, have different smells, eat different things, see different people. Um, that um, that is a wonderful trigger for inspiration. And yeah, not having that is a little, it's a little tough. Like consciously giving that up is a little tough. But hey, if it helps, like start something, new or do something that really speaks to me, then we'll try, you know. And then I can always um, go back to the hustle, but I don't think I want to do that. I really don't want to do that. I want to, I don't believe that I was placed on this earth to grind. I have things to share. Um, and that's what I want to do. I want to read books. I want to share the stuff that I learn. I want to serve people that are around me and maybe create a larger community online or whatever. Um, but I don't want to be like just running after money. I know that money is necessary. I know that we have to make in this system that we have to work and make some coins, but um, uh, I'll just accept that I will make much less coins, maybe, because who knows? I could be selling millions of books. I don't know, but right now I'll accept that I'll make much less coins, and but that I'll do something that's more meaningful to me and more in line with what I believe I'm here for. I hope that makes sense. And if it sounds a little woo woo, it's okay. I'm with all the woo woo shit. Y'all, I didn't really do things in the proper order. Um, because I'm coming with the updates now. At the end, but it's okay. Like I said, not really structured, and that's really fine. Um, it seems that I ended up on the wrong side of Instagram, like the incels and the mansplainers and all these other all these people came for me. They came for me in my comment section. Um, I don't know if you've seen this video from a girl who says that she doesn't take advice from men because it's not applicable to women, especially mothers. And I made a response to that on TikTok, and I shared that on Instagram as well. And I'm gonna I'm gonna insert it here, right? And I'll come back and give y'all a little more.
I do not tend to take a lot of advice from men, even the most successful.
I don't either, especially cishet white men. Not too long ago, I read the Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. It's really giving privileged white men, middle class, but the I worked for my daddy type of middle class. I just can't listen to these people talking about like you have to really want it and work hard. That's for men who have other aspects of their lives taken care of, who can move across the country without thinking about their safety, who can get any job no matter how mediocre they are, who don't have to worry about the fact that the boss at such and such shitty job will want to sleep with them, who don't have to worry about racism, and who never, ever, ever wonder whether or not their gender identity is an issue. Leave me alone. Okay, so I'm a little cheeky, always a little cheeky, and on top of that, um, it's a short video. These videos are like under a minute, so you have to be quick with it. And but I think that a longer form video would not change anything because the type of people or the type of mentality that they have does not allow them to receive the message anyway. You can massage it, you can um I almost got vulgar, but you can give them a little kiss wherever they would like. While you give them the message, and it still would not go through because they're not trying to hear it. It's as simple as that. Um, but I do want to get into the some of the comments because I it's the first time that I'm getting hate comments on Instagram. I've gotten some on TikTok, of course, but yeah, on Instagram it's a new one. So of course, as you can imagine, it's cishet white men who I believe when they simply heard cishet white men, they just stopped listening and they went into aggression mode. Um, but hey, um, of course, there's an incel who's telling me that who can sense my cavernous vag energy. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Is that supposed to mean that I'm ran through or something, and I'm now completely cavernous or whatever? It sounds very incelish, and and it sounds funny as hell, but I don't I don't exactly know what it means. Um, and of course you have those who like, oh, nobody's interested, but they're here to comment that they're not interested or to tell me to shut up, whatever. But then you have the more typical stuff with people who are like, well, like this is just another person saying, well, not actually having a work ethic and who complain and that who complain about their situation and blaming it on everybody else but themselves. And it's just like these people are not understanding that the white male experience is not the same as the black female experience, or that the like that they're not the norm, that they're not the standard of living, that they're not um, that a woman cannot just pick up her bags and couch surf through the U.S. until she finds her dream job or whatever. Um, I mean, it's possible, right? But there are always extra steps to take in terms of safety, right? Um, that a black person cannot just couch surf through Alabama. I mean, they could, but should they? um, a black person, a white person doesn't have to worry about sundown town, right? That's not a concept that's really a problem to white folks, but to black folks is another story. I mean, and I mean, it's all this it's all this obvious stuff that they're not um they're not trying to understand, and I'm not surprised, but it's always shocking to see, to read, or to hear these people center themselves and center their own experiences and pretend like others do not exist. It's baffling. It's always it's like what? I just I just don't get it. I simply don't get it. But yeah, anyway, that was just a little bit of hate comments, but but it's engagement, y'all. Engagement. I'll take it. Gladly. And by the way, um, because I need more engagement, comment and comment on that post for me. Let me know what you think. If you have some responses for these people, I did call one of them a skid mark, but yeah, sorry. Y'all, this is why I record at night. I was just too tired yesterday, and I went to bed. Although I went to bed very late, but I should have recorded. Anyway, um, I'm gonna end it here. It's been quite a long episode anyway, and I've been rambling a lot. I don't know if you made it this far. Please go to Spotify and ask me a question or leave me a comment or something, so I know that some people are actually like listening to the whole thing. Um, yeah, sorry about the rambling, and you know what? I'm really excited for 2024. Like, despite the stuff that I said about, well, there is some fear, there's some uncertainty, there's some concessions that I had to make or that I'm deciding to make. And so that comes with a little bit of discomfort. But I'm also excited to see where it's taking me. And I love to know where it's taking you. What are the decisions you have made, if any, um, and where you see yourself, what you see yourself doing, not just in 2024, but um, yeah, for the months, years to come. All right. Well, thank you, y'all, for being here. And thank you for sharing, for commenting, and for your messages, for your engagement with this podcast. And join me on Twitter, well, X, Instagram, and TikTok. And on these three platforms, I'm at FTN Pod. That's Femme Trans Noir Podcast. So FTN Pod. And yeah, let's talk. And yeah, well, I'll see you over here in 2024 and all on the other platforms, well, whenever you want. Thank you, y'all, and well, bye bye.